Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about Disney's upcoming animated movie, Wish. And Disney wishes it was looking better for this movie.
It's not great.
No, the box office tracking is not great. There's going to be some pretty stiff competition. And apparently people aren't really liking what they're seeing so far. From my understanding,
That's what I'm hearing too.
is it's not, yeah, it looks very kind of meh.
Between the animation and I guess they released the King's song, and people I guess on the TikTok they're like, oh, it's got all these views on TikTok, and it's like, but the reception hasn't been the best. It might have a lot of views, doesn't mean a lot of people like it.
Right. Sometimes people watch things just to roast it.
Well, I guess what's going on. Some of from my understanding, they're roasting it quite a bit.
So let's talk about this, because Disney really needs a hit. They've been striking out pretty much every movie this year, and this is one that they thought was going to do very well. I think they thought it was going to be another, Frozen or whatever, but it's not looking too good for them. So before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, you get a woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
Go out to shopclownfish.com, back Shadowbinders Volume 3. This is our Indiegogo replacement. We're actually doing it through our own website now because of issues with Indiegogo, and we'll probably bring it to Kickstarter at some point here in the future, but this is the first new Shadowbinders material in 10 years. As a full-color hardcover graphic novel. Volumes 1 and 2 are available in limited quantities.
Yes.
Very limited
But
quantities.
thank you for those who have backed it. And
Yes, thank you very
please
much.
back it if you're considering it.
Also, we got in previously on Clownfish TV. Those will be starting to go out hopefully next week. We're waiting on some other stuff, some stickers and pins and stuff before we start sending those out. But again, thank you to those of you who supported that one. We're getting there. We're getting there. So, okay, let's talk about Wish.
Yeah, and now I want to point out before we start this, because there will always be somebody, oh my God, you said this. Look, these are estimates, okay? These are current estimations of what the box office is going to do. Of course, that does not mean that is what it will do. It could go higher, it can go lower. We don't know. But based on tracking leading up into this film, this is what they're estimating by Box Office Pro. So I want to make sure I point that out, because some dumbass will be like, oh my God, Clownfish, you said. Like, kiss my ass. This is what it is. You may start.
All right, according to Box Office Pro, not Clownfish TV, according to Box Office Pro, the latest animated film from Disney is projected to come in at about 45 to 65 million opening weekend. Long-range estimates put it at 185 to 289.
Right. So that's domestic. That's not global. I want to point that out first. I also want to point out the budget for this film is estimated to be about $200 million.
Yeah, so it sounds good if the movie was cheap. It sounds okay if the movie was cheap, but this movie was not cheap. Strange World was another one that was made, it was like $200 million or something.
We're going to mention that in a bit, because that's their, oh, it's the positive. But yeah, they said that it's 200. So that would mean, based on estimations, usually twice the amount, it has to be about 400 to 500 million would be break even when you figure marketing and theater cuts and all that crap.
Yes.
It's going to have to hit that and then beyond that to make money. When they're projecting it's not even going to hit 300 million domestically, and again, it could do really well overseas. And it could go over that. I mean, we don't know. I'm just telling you by the numbers, here's what they're saying. Here's what estimated needs to do to break even.
Yeah. And, the thing is that a lot of families have been trained to just watch Disney animated movies and Pixar animated movies on Disney Plus.
Right. A lot of people aren't going because of that. And that's one thing that the Box Office Pro article mentioned. They said, this audience has been the audience that they can't get back. That not just Disney, well, then Mario and that did really well, though. So you can't.
Well, yeah. But again, that was an event movie. And it's the same with, some other big movies, Five Nights at Freddy's. What was so crazy about that was it did so well at the box office, but they also had it on Peacock.
At the same time.
And it
didn't cost much to make.
No, it was only a $25 million movie. Actually, they said it was closer to $20 million. And
it's already making money. And they're already talking sequels on that one. But this one, they're saying it's estimated around 200 million as the budget on this. I don't know if that's true. That's what when I was looking up, that's what I found out. So it's got to do really, really well. The problem is, it was funny because they're trying to, a couple things here. Disney must know that it's not going to do well, because they started doing an early access offering for the 18th of November. It's supposed to come out 22nd. So if you do special tickets for special theaters, you can get early access on the 18th. And they started that about a couple weeks ago, maybe less. And that's when they put that information out. And ironically, there's a Trolls movie coming out on November 17th, which is a day before the early access and a few days before Wish is supposed to debut, and it's Trolls band together.
Yeah.
Now, it's already been released overseas, some markets. It hasn't been released domestically yet. That doesn't mean it's going to do really well. People might be getting burned out on Trolls, but they're going to be going up against Trolls now.
Yeah, so that's another Universal versus Disney showdown.
Yeah.
And Trolls is huge. Like, I personally don't get it. I'm definitely not the target demographic, but Trolls is a huge franchise.
Our daughter liked it.
Yeah, oh yeah, she loved it. She loved the first one came out. I thought it was morbid. It's like, yeah, these big people are gonna eat these little people,
basically,
to be happy.
Yes, they could be happy.
Like Hollywood.
There's a joke in there.
Like Hollywood.
There's a few jokes in there, but we won't go there. It was also funny to me because the Box Office Pro article was talking about pros and cons. And one of the things they mentioned were, but good news, guys, pre-sales for Wish are better than Encanto and Strange World. And I had to laugh because I'm like, that's ridiculous. Like, that's like you could not set the bar any lower and saying, oh, look, it's doing better, because Strange World did 11.9 million for its opening weekend, and they did a 5-day total of 18.6. Came in for the entire run domestically at 38 million.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like apples to, turnips at that point.
Kumquats.
And then, well, not even another fruit. And Kanto, it did 40.6 million in its first 5 days domestically. However, it was released on Disney Plus at the same time. And it was like at the end of the pandemic time. So people weren't going to the theaters. They watched on Disney Plus. And even then, it still made 96.1 million domestically for a theatrical run that was put on two different platforms. It was on Disney Plus and the theaters at the same time.
I think they brought it back out. Didn't they bring it back out in the theaters?
They probably did after. But I'm just saying, you can't compare.
No.
Okay, guys, good news. It's going to do better than Encanto and Strange World.
Well, regardless of how Trolls 3 does, it's going to cut into Wish because it's the same demographic. So here's the thing too. There doesn't seem to be a lot of buzz. Now this is on Twitter/X, but they've only got 4,000 followers and they're not getting a lot of mileage even out of musical numbers and clips. 276 likes.
A lot of people I keep hearing talking about it, and this has been since the first trailer. They're like, it doesn't look finished because they're trying to do this hybrid animation. It doesn't look like it's finished. Some places look really good, and other places not so much, and that's turning people off too.
Yeah, it looks like Disney by AI. If you said, give me a new Disney princess movie, make her dark skinned and put a little star and a little goat in it, and you plugged it into Mid-Journey, this is what you would get.
Now, see, I don't think it looks so bad up close and stuff, like with her face and that. But I mean, I can see what they're saying there. There's some aspects that does seem like it's not finished. And that's what they're talking about.
It looks like a video game cutscene, like a cell-shaded video game cutscene.
That being said, if it's really good, we saw this before, like it didn't do well with Elemental, but then after, mostly overseas, it did really well, especially in South Korea and stuff. It did really well. So it's very possible that it comes out and it's really, really good, and everybody hears that's good, and they go to it both here or it does really well overseas. So it very well could do pretty well. I don't think it's going to be blockbuster numbers, but I think it could make money. It's possible. But by the estimates domestically, at least, it doesn't look too promising. But again, there's a lot of factors, and overseas, international is not counted in that, and they saved international saved Elemental. Yeah, so it's very possible it could save Wish as well.
That is true. That might be what Disney is counting on. I mean, but a lot of people not real happy with it. It was getting slammed on TikTok. They're like, oh, they got all kinds of views on TikTok, but they said a lot of them.
People were making fun of it on TikTok.
Yeah. They said the story's interesting. The jokes are really bad, wrote one person on Twitter. I don't need more woke garbage. A third commented, a magician with immense power being challenged by a young girl with an animal sidekick. Just cut and paste Disney. That's the thing. It doesn't look bad, but it looks so damn bland. It looks like every other Disney movie that's ever been done, just thrown into a blender. Like I said, it feels like one of those Mid-Journey AI Disney posters.
But of course, they're like, Wish's official trailer man has become Disney's most watched trailer since Frozen 2, according to the company. But to be fair, HBO hired people to go and attack critics, and you know, is it possible that companies will watch their own trailer over and over again to get the views up? I mean, but they said it's also been watched a lot on TikTok. Yes, so it's true, but that doesn't mean people like it. You know, I know a lot of people watch the trailer, and a lot of people like it, and a lot of people don't like it. So I don't know what to tell you. That doesn't necessarily mean it's good.
Yeah, that's true. It doesn't mean it's good. We don't know.
It doesn't mean it's bad either, to be fair.
It doesn't mean, here's the thing.
We don't know.
When we talk about this stuff, and people, they get too emotionally invested in this. When we talk about the numbers, we are literally taking emotion out of the equation, and we're talking about the numbers. It doesn't matter if the movie's good or bad. Some of my favorite movies of all time were box office failures. What we're looking at are the numbers, and the numbers aren't looking too great for this movie.
But it's funny to me because, you know, Disney they have an investor call coming, and they really need some wins here. And they have the Marvels, and then they have this not long after that. And I'm like, are they going to try to pull something like, you know, oh, look at all the ticket sales, empty theaters, but lots of tickets are sold. Wow, amazing, you know, box office returns on this one.
Yeah.
On either one, especially if it's the Marvels. I'm going to very much question it. Wish, not so much, but the Marvels, I'm going to question it.
Stay away, Nelson Peltz. Stay away.
Yeah, that's right.
We're doing fine.
Good. Holy water.
Yes, pretty much. So we're going to wrap this one up.
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Bye.